everyone, welcome to a new video. This one is going to be on how to run Sonic 3d to 2D on your computer. You could run a default the way the game is, but I also made it look a little bit better where you could stretch it and add scan lines to it with the other programs, so you can decide how you want to set it up on your own. So first, let's go ahead and open up our browser. As always, we're going to go down to the links I put in the description for you. When we get to this site here, we're going to download the game. There's actually two files that you're going to want to download because it does have downloadable content to it where you can play the Saturn version of the music. So we're going to scroll down to here. We're going to download both this file here and also this one here. That's the one that contains the music. That second one's optional, but if you want to have the added music on there from the Saturn version, you can click on there. All right, save both of those to your downloads folder. The next site we're going to go to is Borderless Gaming. This one is optional. You don't necessarily need this, but if you want to make it look like it did in the previous video that I made, you're going to want to download this. And that's if you have issues with it scaling properly on your screen. I did, for some reason, if I hit Alt Enter to go full screen without this, it would actually overspan the monitor. So that might just be something to do with my computer, but if it does it to you, you might need this also. So we're going to go ahead and download this one right here. Then we're going to go over to the other website here, Reshade. You're going to go all the way down to the page. We're going to click on that file there, download that also to your hard drive. And then last and not least, we're going to go ahead and go to the dgVoodoo 2 website, and we're going to go ahead and double click on the Windows version. The latest version is 281.3, so we're going to download this one. Once all those are downloaded, you can go ahead and close your window from the browser. You're not going to need that anymore. So first, I'm going to show you how to set it up regular in case you guys want to just run it like that. And then once that's done, if you're pleased with the way it looks like that, you can go ahead and just leave it like that. If you want it the other way, had it on the video, you can just continue to watch till the end. So this is my setup here where I have everything set up. So go ahead and open the folder with your downloaded files, and then on your right side you're going to have a folder. You're probably going to want to name it this so it's easy to find later on. So we're going to go ahead and click on the 3 zipped up files, right click, and extract each one to a separate folder. And go ahead and leave them like that for now. We're not going to throw them all in there right away because we're going to do it the regular way. And let's see. So once you do those, to the folders, you can go ahead and get rid of the zip folders. If you do not already or already have Reshade, you can go ahead and download that also or install that. And then also Borderless Gaming. Now this is pretty cool because there's a lot of older style games that would just refuse to go full screen, or sometimes they'll go full screen and you'll still have that white menu bar across the top. This is really good at getting rid of that, that bar that comes out on top. So if you run a lot of old stuff, this is definitely a beneficial program to have. So if you want to, go ahead and install that. Then once that's all done, you're going to take the folder with the game, and you're going to go ahead and just take all those files and drag them to the folder that you want, preferably on the right side, or whatever you named your folder. And then you're going to do the same with this if you want it. This is just going to go right into your I believe it's the data folder. Yep. So you would actually take the Saturn sounds, go into the data folder, and then drop them in the soundtrack folder. And again, those are optional. You do not need to have that to run the game, but if you do want to use them, that's where you want to put them into that folder. So again, you would go into DLC, Saturn, copy all those into the soundtrack folder. And then this custom folder is if you want to have like other additional stuff, you can put that in there. You don't need that, but you can get, read the info on the website in case you want to mess around with that. So what I'm going to do right here is, first of all, I'm just going to turn this off. So I'll show you how it would run without this applied. And I also do not have the Borderless Gaming running right now, so that's not going to turn on. So basically the way I have it here is it should be default, so either the Reshade or the dgVoodoo should kick in. So we'll just launch it normal. And I think the borderless thing is on because it just popped up. So let me go ahead and make sure that's turned off. Yep, that's turned on. So let's turn that off for right now. So we'll go ahead and launch it again. Okay, and then if you want to go full screen, you can just go ahead and hit Alt Enter. It'll go full screen for you. Now, if you hit F12, it'll go from, well, actually, I think you have to start the game first. So let's go ahead and jump into the game. So once you get that game started, if you hit the F12, you can do the, the full screen, or you could do the regular 4.3 aspect ratio is basically the square. And then the other options here, if you hit your F5 key, the 3 different set of filters. So you can have it regular. You can hit the F5 key one more time and get that effect. One more time and get that one. And then one more time and it goes back to the default. So 1, 2, and 3. And this is a really well made game. You literally think that this was made by Sega itself. It's a really well designed game. And like I said, if you just want to do the regular Windows screen, you would just hit Alt Enter. And I believe you can still do the, see, it'll take a little bit of effect, so you won't need, the F12 key won't really come into play here. You can still use the filters if it's the smaller window. So if you're okay with the game running like that, that's basically would be the setup there without the the additional benefit of having the dgVoodoo, the Reshade, and the Borderless Gaming installed. Now what I'm going to do is show you, if you do want to have it with those features, I'm going to show you how to set up that now. Because if you do one and not the other, it's going to give you that issue where I said, where once you go full screen, what it's going to do is actually take the game and overstretch it across the window. So you're only going to see like a quarter of the game because it's going to zoom in, or at least it did it for me. So what I'm going to do is show you how I got around it doing that. So go ahead into the folder where you have your dgVoodoo and just go ahead, copy your files, and you're going to paste that in the folder where the game is at. Now I want you to go ahead and start the Borderless Gaming. So just go ahead and launch that program first. You can either minimize it or leave it open. We're going to get to that one in a second. And then let's go ahead and launch the Reshaded. I'm going to show you to launch this one. To get it set up for the game, just go ahead and, double click on the file wherever you put it. You're going to see this window. Once you have that window open, you're going to click on here. You're going to, browse to the game executable, which is this one. So you'll hit that. And then once you do that, you're going to hit next. Once you have the game folder selected and executable, you'll see this. So hit next. And what you want to do, this is important, you want to click on this one, and it's a specific reason because we're going to get it to change APIs through dgVoodoo. So you're going to click the Microsoft DirectX 12. You're going to click next. And on mine, I'm going to hit update, but yours is going to more or less look like this. So once you launch it for the first time, you're going to get an option. You're going to see this window. Go ahead and click next again. And you're going to want to click on Suite Effects up here. And the same thing for Legacy Effects. And then from here, the only one you're going to pick from here is the one called CRT. So let me not do it through here. Let's see if it'll let me do it on here, even though I already have it. Yeah, so let me see if I can get it to go to where it actually is going to look like what you guys are going to see. So let's try this again. We're going to close it, launch it again. Or you know what, here, let's do it this way. I'll just get rid of the folder so that way I can show you guys what to do from scratch. That one. Okay, so here we go. So we're going to go ahead and launch Reshade. So once again, you're going to go ahead and touch the file, you know, the Sonic3d. Go ahead, select that, click open. Next, and then 12, DirectX 12. And you're going to pick both the ones that I showed you. So hit next again. So you want Suite Effects and then Legacy Effects. You're going to click next. You're going to uncheck. You're going to pick CRT from here. There's other ones you can play with, but if you want it to look the way it looked on the previous video, just go ahead and for now do CRT. You're going to hit next. It's going to download that one. Then it's going to give you the option for the other one you selected. And once that comes up, you're going to do the same, uncheck all. And now you're going to pick this HQ4X. Click on that one, hit next, and you're done with that part of it. Now that you've done that, you're still not going to launch the game. Now we're going to do the dgVoodoo. So you should have already had that, you know, extracted to that folder. Click on that. We're going to launch that. We're going to go DirectX. You're going to make sure this is on. When you first launch it, you may not have the directory in here. So what you want to do is click on this here, and that's going to add the folder. Then once you have that on there, you want to make sure it shows up for that and for general. So just make sure both of those locations are the same on each tab. Once you're there, you're going to want to make sure this setting is on right here. For now, we're going to go ahead and leave it on you know, unforced resolution. So it's going to be the resolution as it comes. And here, this you're going to go ahead and leave it default. Normally I would pick for other games, I would go ahead and do the 12, but we wanted to pick the 12 on its own, and that's why we did the DirectX 12 on the Reshade portion of it. So once you have this up and running, if you want to make the game look a little bit better, you can just go ahead and click on these. Okay, and we're done. So what I'm going to do now is just put the files back that I had on there so I could show you the settings that I put on there. So let me just put all this stuff back. So Reshade, we're going to put all those back. There we go. So now the folder is going to look like it was before I deleted the file. So we're going to go ahead and launch this. So you can see how it looks. So you can see there's a nice little difference. So let me just jump in there real quick, and we're going to see the effects that the option buttons have on there. And then I'm going to show you the settings that I put on Reshade. Now keep in mind the settings that I did was for the game with its default settings. There was no resolution change in dgVoodoo. So this is just off the unforced resolution, and you can get it to look like this. So if you do the F12 on there, like earlier I said, you can go ahead and do the widescreen, or you can have the border on there. Once you have this, you can still go ahead and play around with the F5 button. That'll change a little bit the resolutions or the filter effects here. So you can just leave it on the one you prefer. And then for Reshade, for the settings, you're going to want to hit your home key, and you're going to have this come up. Now you're not going to see all of this extra stuff because this is just how I had it from previously. So yours should look a lot less. You're going to see advanced CRT, and you're going to see the HQ4. So in order for you to set that up, when it comes up, you're going to actually click on, you know, highlight both of these, advanced CRT and HQ4. Then you're going to go down here to the section for your resolution. If you left it stock the way the game is, I got it set to 7.379, and that's the only one that I messed with there. I removed the scanline bloom effect. I believe that's standard. You can either turn it on or turn it off. Honestly, I'm looking at it now and it doesn't look like it makes that much of a difference. So go ahead and just, turn it off. That'll make it use less resources. Scan bloom effect is off. Oversample is also off. That's a little bit of difference there, but nothing too much, so I will leave that off also. Now for the HQ4 effect, you're going to want to set the strength at 1500. You can definitely play around with this, but I think the best effect is that the default is at 1005. You don't want to put too much, because if you put too much, then you start, seeing I guess you could say artifacts a little bit. But you can go ahead and slide this until you feel comfortable. Even that doesn't look bad there. Maybe like 1.6, 1.6. And then for the brightness, whenever you use CR, or not CRT, but the actual Reshade, you want to try and always set that brightness up to at least 1005. And again, that'll depend on your computer. For me, it's going to be at least 1005. So the brightness, I actually have it set to 1007 now. But it's a little bit up to your preference, but normally 1005 at least, so that'll brighten the screen up for you. And then once that's done, there's a little spot down here. You always want to make sure that you hit this. If you do not hit that, it's going to take up more resources than you need, so just go ahead and hit performance. And then once you do, that's what gives you the effect of the game looking like this, which is way better than than the standard and the way it comes. But that's all your preference. If you like to look, have the old school look, you can do that. Or if you like the old school look and you want to have this installed, you can always go back in here, uncheck the performance mode, and that'll bring your options up. Then what you could do is go to the arcade or the advanced CRT scale, and then you could set that resolution way lower. And that'll give it like the old school look. Like if you do like that, it'll make it look like an old CRT device. So that, again, that's all up to you guys. I'll put this back more or less where it was. And we are all set on this video. So if you follow that, the game should look more or less like it did in the video, and you guys will be all set if that's how you want to make it look. Like I said, it's up to you whether you want the extra, features on there or not. And we are done with this video. So you guys go ahead and enjoy that game. Like I said, if you're a Sonic fan, you're definitely gonna, like playing that game. So that's it for this one, guys, and we will see you guys on the next video. You guys take care. Go ahead and leave any comments or suggestions on the YouTube spot, and go ahead and hit subscribe. And like I said, if you have friends that are more or less like-minded, go ahead and recommend the site to them. We'll see you guys on the next one.